everyone, my name is Darshit and in this video I am presenting my project title IoT Predictive Maintenance System, also called as a Factory Guard AI. This project was developed as a teamwork and the group project. In this video I am individually presenting the project, explaining the code structure, functionality and its output. This project is the machine learning based predictive systems like the developed to predict machine failure within the next 24 hours using the telemetry sensor data. Now let me briefly explain the main sections shown here. First, we have the project overview. Project overview is the Factory Guard AI is the machine learning based predictive maintenance system forecast whether the machine is likely fail or not fail instead waiting for the actual breakdown in the system help the risk easily identify and the working of the system. The objective to minimize the unexpected breakdown and reduce the error and the reduce the high call recall predictive models. Their business next the business objective. Business objective is the predict the machine failure within the next 24 hours, reduce the false negatives, optimize maintenance scheduling, improve operational reliability. Then the database description. The database consists of the telemetry sensor reading the including the more and more data like the hold, rotate, pressure, vibration, machine ID, dead time and the failure indicator. Now I will explain the implementation part of my project along with the output shown in the notebook. At the start of the notebook, I installed the required Python packages and the such as XGBoost, Imbalanced Learn and the SAP and Flask. And after that the import all the required library and install the dependency. Import library like the import the pandas, numpy, matplotlib, seaborn and sap, joblin, json, os, time, warning. And after the importing the required library, here the import the pandas, numpy and etc. Next I am download the prepare the data set used in this project. The main files used are the telemetry data, failure data and the machines data. Volt pressures and vibration telemetry failures using the machine is predict the fail or not. This step the importance because the predictive maintenance require the combining real-time sensors behavior with known failures records and machine metadata. After loading the data set, I print their shapes. In the output we can see the number of rows and the column in the data set. The telemetry dataset the largest number of rows because it contains the time series sensor data for many machines across many time steps. The failures dataset has fewer rows because the failure events are there. And then I display the telemetry dot head function using the output in the first few rows of each data frame like the date time, machine ID, volt, rotate, pressure and vibration. Each rows and column it defined the different value. After that I merge the telemetry data within the machine ID data using the machine ID. This step combines the dynamic sensor readings with static machine level information in the output. After merging we can see the new data frame that contain the model 1, model 2, model 3 and the model 4. I sort the data frame by machine ID and date time. Then I check for missing value. In the output, the notebook display the missing value counts and for each columns. If the output shows 0, that means the no missing value in the merged data set. If are missing value, this output helps the identifying to the which column and need to treatment like the which column in changes in my project. In explanation term, the tells us whether the data set clean for direct modeling and the pre-processing is required, not required the pre-processing. The next step is the encoding the categorical value. Encoding the categorical value, the machine model columns. Machine learning model required numeric inputs, so I convert the model into dummy variable. Model into the dummy variable like the it is using the one hot encoding, and in the output data frame structure the changes encoded the machine model categories. This means the textual model names are successfully converted into the numerical format, making the dataset suitable for the training. Now I print the data frame information like the using the telemetry dot information function, and after the printing the printing the its value and data frame information. Now I move to the most important part, which is have the target variable creation. From the failure dataset, I first create a failure flag like the failure flag and the column to mark rows where a failure event occur. Then I merge to the this value and the this failure information into the telemetry based data frame using machine ID and timestamp. After this, I create the target variable also called as the failure next 24h like this one. This means that for each row I check whether the same machine is going to fail within the next 24 hours. If yes, the target becomes 1, otherwise 0. Like the output target distribution failure next 24 hours 0 point 0. Name count data type integer. Positive ratio 1.97 percentage. Then I move the future engineering leg and rolling futures. Leg futures T1, T2 capture recent sensor trajectory and rolling mean for 4 hour window smooth out noise. Leg future like leg 1 and leg 2 captures previous sensor values. This means that instead of looking only at the current value, the model can also learn from recent past behavior. In the output after generating row dropped to 100 and the final data set like this value. Then I perform the leakage check. Here I remove the like date time, machine ID, failure flag, and the failure next 24 hour from the failure future set where necessary. The reason is that this column either identify records directly or contain target related information that should not be not be given to the model as input, like the telemetry column and failure flag and failure next 24 hour. After that, I generate the correction heat map. In the output, we can see the colored matrix that shows the how numerical feature and are related to each other, like this one: font size rotation and plt.show method using the show the its correction matrix. Next, instead of using the random split, I use the time-based train test split. This means the first part of the dataset is used for training and the latter part is the used for testing. First means one part for training and second part is for the testing. This is the realistic approach because in real life we always train on past data like and predict on future like data, not random mixed observation. Like the output shows as the positive rate or failure rate, like the positive rate. This helps to verify whether the both sets still contain imbalanced classes. If the positive rate is low in both, that confirms the problem remains the imbalanced after splitting, which a normal for kind of the project. Like move the smart imbalance handling. Class imbalance handling the in the class imbalance handling the smooth creates the synthetic example for minority classes like this one the positive rate and the return the train size and the return the output in positive rate like 23.08 percentage. Next I define the evaluation helper function. This function trains the model, predicts on the test data, prints performance metrics like the precision, recall, F1 score, accuracy, and the printing its output. Like evaluation helper ready in the output shows. The first model I evaluate the logistic regression. Logistic regression in the output we can see the classification report and confusion metrics like its value, precision, recall, F1 score, accuracy, no failure, accuracy, and the weighted average, macro average. The next model is the random forest. In the output against the classification report, confusion metrics and metric value compared to the logistic regression, random forest usually perform better on structured nonlinear data. If the recall improves, that means the catching the more true failures. If the F1 score improves, that means the F1 score like F1 score improves, that the means the overall performance between the precision and recall is better. Then I evaluate the XGBoost classifier. The output again contains the classification. The output against the content the like classification report and confusion matrix. XGBoost usually stronger than baseline the model and is especially on the tabular dataset if its recall and F1 score is best model for this one F1 score and recall. After all models are evaluated, I compare them the together. Like the compare them the together like the plt.show method and showing the its comparison like model comparison, logistic regression, accuracy, precision, recall and F1 score like the different value. So the different value. And after the XGBoost future importance like the printing the future importance xtics tight plt.tight underscore layout method and after the plt.show using the show method top 5 feature is the printing like the top 5 feature like the top 5 feature model underscore model 3 model underscore model 4 edge model underscore model 2 vibration underscore roll 4 and the data type is the float like the 0 point etc etc and after the select the champion model is the logistic regression. The F1 score is the 0.0602. Then I move on the SEP explainability. Next, I analyze the future importance. In the output, we usually see the bar chart. Bar chart ranking the most important input variable. This chart tells us which the sensor value is the best and the engineered future have the strongest impact for the prediction. Like for example, if the vibration lag pressure rolling and the vibration lag pressure lagging or rolling mean or rotation related features in this the future values bar plot. And after the bar chart of the mean shape values, shape explainability. First, the shape B1 plot is the shown in the output global view of the future across the many samples like the model underscore model 2, model underscore model 4, model underscore model 3, rotate underscore roll 4, volt underscore roll 4. And after the identify the high risk and low risk samples like the high risk index 197 p failure is equal to 0.8935 and low risk is the index 1039 p failure like the 0.1164 like the high risk and it is the low risk. And after the force plot high risk machine is the using the numpy and after the print saved its png photo and after the showing the like it is the image in the python and the force plot high risk machine plot. And after it is the low risk machine plot like it is the low risk machine plot. After the waterfall model, why was the future predicted? Then the waterfall model like the waterfall plot, why was the future failure predicted like the it is the image. It is also known as force plot. This output explains one individual prediction. It shows the which future push the prediction and upward and toward the failure and which future is put it downward and toward the non-failure like it is image and so on. Like move on the dependence plot. Dependence plot this output shows how the value of one feature affect the model prediction while interacting with the another feature. This help understand the complex relationship inside the training model like the complex relationship rotate and the different feature like the model underscore model 2 shape value different. And final model after the final model it is the rotate. After explainability, I save the final model and related artifacts like the artifacts. It is the different like F1 score, recall, precision, and the metadata using the JSON. This output is confirmed, ready to the reuse and the deployment. Like the risk reducer, risk driver, and different rank. It's by the future mean and its direction. Like after moving the week for work, deployment wrapper. Next, the save the final model like the it is. And after the build the Flask REST API. API means the application protocol interface. Like the Flask REST API. API means the application programming interface, not application protocol interface. API means the application programming interface. And in the application API, like the API app.py written, like which it is open and print, and the start Flask API in background. When I have run Flask API, like the Flask app, in the output shows the server start successfully on the local port, like the local port 5000, and this confirm to deployment the service and it is the active the project. And after the testing the API endpoint, for the health endpoint, the output should show the success response, which means the API is running correctly for the model dot underscore model underscore information and point. The output returns the metadata about the trend, the model, such as the model name, version, and the future counts. Like output shows the it is the data set metrics accuracy, F1 score, precision and recall, get health, get model, get method use, and the get method in inside the model information. And after the post method, post like the predict with the real high risk sample, like the sample payload features k colon float the and using the for loop 4k v in sample dot items method and the request dot post method and the predict the high risk samples, like the features model underscore model L2, model underscore model 4 vibration, rolling 4 vibration, rolling 4, and after the model underscore model L model 3, after the latency benchmark, target less than the 15 ms, like the after that I benchmark API latency in the output, multiple requests are sent to the response time the measured, and then the summary values like mean latency, like the P15, P95 and P99 are shown. This output helps us to understand the speed of the deployment model. If the latency model value are low, it means the system is efficient and the for the practical usage is the better. The latency result are also visualized in the output, like after the 4.6 complete project artifacts checklist, like the all png photo and the all week works, week 1, week 2, week 4, week 3, and after the week 4, like the printing and the print factory guard AI complete project artifacts, like the all okay true, and after the all correction matrix, it is the our project. So the overall the output in this notebook are not just random display. Each output plays the role in validating one stage of the predictive maintenance pipelines. The data outputs confirm loading and merging, the target distribution confirm the class imbalance, and the model output confirm the predictive performance, and the different library like the numpy pandas and the numpy pandas seaborn shape library and different library is the used, like the shape library is the mainly used for the modern explainability, and the API output confirm the deployment readliness. It is the this makes the project a complete end-to-end machine learning solution for industry predictive maintenance. Thank you.